You are not your name. You are not your job, your body, your roles, or your achievements. These are labels, useful for navigating this physical world, but they do not define you. Beneath all of it, beyond your thoughts, beyond your fears, beyond your stories, there is something eternal, unchanging, and pure. You are spirit, not something you become, not something you earn, but something you are, right now, in this moment. The real you is not separate from source, not disconnected from love, not broken or lacking in any way. You are infinite. You are light. You are the energy of life itself, expressing through this temporary human experience. The moment you begin to see yourself, not as a body that has a soul, but as a soul that temporarily inhabits a body, everything shifts. Your fears lose power. Your need for external validation fades. You begin to live from a deeper place, a place of calm, of peace, of truth. This isn't about retreating from the world. This is about entering the world fully, with the awareness that you are more than the world can see. You bring spirit into every interaction, every choice, every breath. You become a living example of love in action. And love, real love, is who you are. It's not something you give to get something in return. It's not transactional. It's the very energy of your being. When you live as spirit, you no longer ask, what can I get, but how can I serve? You stop chasing and you start allowing. You stop striving and you start flowing. When challenges arise, and they will, remember, the real you cannot be harmed, cannot be diminished. You are not your circumstances. You are the observer, the witness, the awareness behind it all. Stay connected to that awareness. Stay grounded in that truth. Miracles begin to unfold when you live this way, not because life becomes perfect, but because you stop resisting what is. You open yourself to grace, to guidance, to the subtle whispers of intuition. You find peace not in the absence of storms, but in the eye of them, because spirit is always at peace. Right now in this very moment you have everything you need to live as your highest self. You don't need to become anyone else. You just need to remember who you already are. So live today and every day, not from fear, not from lack, not from ego, but from spirit. Be the light, be the love, be the presence that uplifts, inspires, and heals. Let your life be a reflection of the truth. You are pure spirit, and now is the time to live like it. You are not simply the physical body you see in the mirror, or the thoughts that race through your mind. You are something far more expansive, more luminous, more eternal. The body is a temporary vessel, a tool for experiencing this world, but it is not who you truly are. Behind the body, beyond the shifting thoughts and emotions, there is a constant presence, a witness, an observer, an energy that animates your being. That is spirit. That is the real you. Many people go through life identifying solely with their physical form. They think, I am this body, I am this face, I am this age, I am my health, I am my appearance. Yet the body is constantly changing. Cells die and renew. Hair turns gray, skin wrinkles, the form changes, but something within you remains unchanged, untouched by time. That unchanging presence is your true essence. It is the awareness that was there when you were a child. And it is the same awareness that is present now. It hasn't aged. It hasn't withered. It is timeless. When you realize that you are spirit, you begin to see the world differently. You stop defining yourself by external labels. Your career, your possessions, your achievements. These things may serve a purpose, but they are not you. They are temporary roles you play, just like costumes in a theater. The spirit within you is the actor behind the role. It is the energy of life itself, flowing through you, expressing as you. This realization brings profound freedom. You are not limited by the body's abilities or appearances. You are not defined by your past or the stories others tell about you. Spirit is limitless, boundless, and eternal. It cannot be confined by any physical condition or circumstance. Even in the face of illness, aging, or loss, your spirit remains whole and intact. It is untouched by fear, unshaken by change. It simply is. When you live from the awareness that you are spirit, your priorities shift. You no longer seek fulfillment from outside sources. Instead, you tap into the peace and joy that already exist within you. You understand that true power does not come from control or force, but from alignment with your higher self. You begin to listen more closely to your intuition, that quiet voice within that gently guides you. You trust life more, because you know that your spirit is connected to something greater, a universal intelligence, a divine presence that flows through all things. This connection brings a sense of unity. You start to see others not as separate bodies or personalities, but as fellow expressions of spirit. Compassion flows more easily. Judgment fades. You understand that beneath the surface, we are all one. We are all spirit, clothed in different forms, experiencing this world from unique perspectives, but united in essence. Living as spirit is not about escaping the human experience. It's about fully embracing it, with the awareness of who you truly are. You eat, work, love, and play, but you do it all from a place of presence and peace. You bring the light of your spirit into every moment, every interaction. Challenges become opportunities to deepen your awareness, to express love in the face of fear, to bring grace where there is struggle. Remembering that you are spirit changes everything. It lifts you above the noise of the world and roots you in something eternal. You are not here by accident. You are not a body with a soul. You are a soul, a spirit, temporarily living in a body. And in every moment, you have the choice to live from that truth, to shine the light of your being into the world, and to live not as a limited form, but as the boundless spirit that you truly are. When you begin to live from the awareness that you are spirit, not just a body or a personality, a profound shift takes place within you. The noise of the world, the constant striving, the need to prove yourself, all begin to lose their grip. There is a deep and abiding peace that emerges, not because the outer world has changed, but because your inner world has come into alignment with truth. Peace is not something you need to chase. It's not something that depends on perfect circumstances. It is already present within you, because it is the natural state of your spirit. Living from spirit means you no longer react from fear, ego, or a sense of lack. Instead, you respond to life with calm, clarity, and love. You understand that you are connected to a greater power. Call it source, God, the divine, or simply life. That connection is not theoretical, it is experiential. When you live from that space, you feel guided, you feel supported. You no longer feel the need to control everything, because you trust in the intelligence that flows through all things, including you. This trust brings a powerful sense of freedom. You no longer have to fight against life. You no longer need to be in constant resistance. Challenges may still arise, but you meet them differently. You meet them with presence, with grace, with the quiet power that comes from knowing you are not alone and never separate. There is a divine force within you, and when you live from that awareness, you feel empowered, not in an arrogant or forceful way, but in a peaceful, unshakable way. True power is not about domination or control. It is not about being louder or stronger than others. It is about alignment. When you are aligned with your spirit, with your higher self, you act from love, not fear. You move with intention, not reactivity. You speak with kindness, not ego. Your actions are guided by wisdom, not impulse. This is the power of living from spirit. It is the power of authenticity, of being rooted in who you truly are. As you live from this place, your relationships change. You no longer seek others to complete you, or to make you feel worthy. You come to them whole, complete, and at peace with yourself. From that fullness, you give rather than grasp. You listen rather than judge. You love rather than fear. The peace within you becomes a gift you offer to the world. Even your ambitions and goals shift. You may still pursue dreams, but you do so from a place of inspiration, rather than desperation. You are not trying to prove your worth, You are expressing your spirit. Your actions become an outflow of your inner peace. Success is redefined, not as status or accumulation, but as alignment with your highest self, as living a life of purpose, meaning and joy. This way of living brings a lightness to your days. You let go of burdens that were never truly yours to carry. You stop trying to be someone else and simply be who you already are at your core. This is not passivity. It is the most powerful way to live. It is grounded in truth, in presence, in love. Peace and power are not opposites. They are one when you live from spirit. You are steady amidst chaos, compassionate amidst conflict, and strong amidst uncertainty. This inner peace becomes your strength. It radiates from you, touching everyone around you. Living from spirit is not just a personal journey. It is a gift to the world. When you embody peace and power, you become a living example of what is possible. Not because you have avoided life's difficulties, but because you have discovered the infinite well of spirit within you and chosen to live from it every single day.
At the core of your being, beyond all the roles you play and the masks you wear, there is only love. Love is not something you have to earn or chase. It is not something you need to wait for from someone else. It is what you are. Love is your very essence, the purest expression of the spirit within you. It is not limited to romance or affection. It is the energy that created you, sustains you, and flows through you at all times, even when you forget. From the moment you arrived in this world, you came from love. As a newborn, you didn't have to do anything to be loved. You simply were. Your presence was enough. You hadn't yet learned fear or self-doubt. You hadn't yet learned to judge yourself or others. You were simply an expression of pure being, radiating love without effort. And although life may have layered experiences upon you, pain, rejection, disappointment, none of that has ever touched your true essence. It cannot. The love you are is untouched by time, untouched by circumstance. It is always present, always whole. As you begin to live with the awareness that love is your nature, everything in your life begins to shift. You stop searching outside of yourself for validation. You no longer need others to approve of you or complete you. You realize that you are already complete. Love isn't something you need to acquire. It's something you are here to express. And when you express it, not because you need anything in return, but simply because it's your natural state, you tap into a profound power. You are no longer dependent on conditions. You become a source of light in a world that often forgets its own light. Living from love means choosing compassion over judgment, kindness over fear, forgiveness over resentment. It means seeing others not as threats or obstacles, but as fellow beings who are also made of the same love. It means understanding that every act of cruelty or anger in the world is a cry for love, a sign that someone has forgotten who they are. When you remember who you are, when you remember that love is your essence, you no longer get lost in the noise of the world. You become a steady presence, a gentle force of healing and peace. And love is not weak. It is the strongest energy there is. Love heals, love transforms, love opens doors that fear would slam shut. When you love, you are not giving away your power. You are stepping into it. You are aligning with the energy that creates galaxies, that grows flowers, that breathes life into every being. This is the power of love. It does not shout. It does not force. It simply is. And in its presence, everything changes. In your daily life, you can return to this truth at any time. In every interaction, ask yourself, am I acting from love or from fear? When you choose love, even in small ways, even in difficult moments, you align with your highest self. You allow the spirit within you to shine. You bring light into places of darkness, hope into places of despair. And the beautiful thing is, the more love you give, the more you experience. Because love is not a limited resource. It expands the more it is expressed. Love is not something you need to become. It is something you need to remember. It is who you are beneath every story, beneath every doubt. When you live from that place, you are in harmony with life itself. You become a beacon, not because you are trying to be anything, but because you are simply being who you already are. Love is your essence, eternal, powerful, and ever-present. And when you live from that truth, you become a living expression of spirit in action. Life is filled with challenges, moments that test your patience, your faith, your strength. There are times when circumstances seem overwhelming, when loss, disappointment, or fear appear to cloud everything. But despite how real and difficult these moments feel, they do not define you. The events in your life are not who you are. The mistakes you've made, the pain you've endured, the setbacks you've faced, these are part of your human journey, but they are not your identity. What is constant within you is the silent presence, the awareness that observes it all. That awareness is your true self. It is not shaken by external events. It is not diminished by failure or hardship. You are spirit, and spirit is eternal. It does not break. It does not falter. It simply is. Your spirit watches your life unfold moment by moment, and though your human self may experience sorrow, your deeper self remains whole. When challenges arise, it's easy to become identified with them. You may start to believe that you are your struggle, that you are the problem, that something is wrong with you. This is the illusion that pain creates. It narrows your vision, convincing you that your current condition is permanent and that it defines your worth. But you are not the storm. You are the sky behind it, vast, open, unchanging. The storm may rage, but it cannot damage the sky. In the same way, difficulties may come and go, but they cannot touch the essence of who you are. Every challenge is an opportunity, not to suffer, but to remember your strength, your resilience, your connection to something greater than any circumstance. Spirit does not promise a life without difficulty, but it does offer you a different way to face it, not with fear, but with faith, not with resistance, but with acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means recognizing that while you may not control what happens, you always have the power to choose how you respond. When you view your challenges through the lens of spirit, you begin to see that they are not punishments, but invitations. Invitations to grow, to deepen, to let go of what no longer serves you, to discover inner resources you didn't know you had. Often it is in the darkest moments that the brightest truths emerge. You realize that what you thought would break you has instead awakened something within you: courage, clarity, compassion. And when you live from that deeper place, you stop judging your life based on how easy or hard it is. You begin to see that even the painful moments are part of a larger unfolding, a divine orchestration designed not to hurt you, but to help you become more fully yourself. You are not here to avoid difficulty. You are here to rise above it, to bring light into the darkness, to show others and yourself what is possible when you live from spirit rather than fear. So when the next challenge comes, as it surely will, meet it with a different awareness. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this here to teach me? Trust that within every trial is a seed of transformation. Trust that the spirit within you is greater than any external condition. Trust that nothing can define you except the truth of who you are. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your struggle. You are the awareness that experiences all of it. And you are free to choose peace, strength, and love in every moment, no matter what is happening around you. Challenges may shape your journey, but they do not define your essence. Your essence is spirit, whole, powerful, and eternal. And nothing in this world can ever change that. There is a flow to life, a natural rhythm and intelligence that guides all things. The changing of seasons, the rising and setting of the sun, the growth of a tree from a tiny seed. This same intelligence flows through you. It beats your heart, breathes your lungs, and moves the universe in perfect harmony. When you resist this flow, when you try to force life to be something other than it is, you create struggle. Resistance is tension, fear, and control. It is the mind believing it knows better than life itself. And in that resistance, you cut yourself off from the miracles that are always waiting to unfold. A miracle is not necessarily something dramatic or supernatural. A miracle is simply a shift from fear to love, from doubt to trust, from resistance to acceptance. It is the realization that life is not happening to you but for you and through you. When you let go of the need to control outcomes, when you release your grip on how things should be, you open yourself to how things can be. And often that is far greater than anything you could have planned. Most people live in a constant state of resistance. They resist the present moment, wanting it to be different. They resist change, clinging to what feels familiar. They resist their emotions, pushing away discomfort or pain. This resistance creates inner turmoil. It clouds clarity, blocks intuition, and keeps you stuck. Life cannot flow freely through a closed heart and a rigid mind. But when you soften, when you surrender to what is, something powerful happens. Peace enters, insight arises, and miracles begin to unfold. Surrender is not weakness. It is not giving up or becoming passive. It is aligning with the deeper current of life, trusting that there is wisdom in the unfolding, even if you cannot yet see it. Surrender says, I may not understand this now, but I trust that it is here for my highest good. In that space of trust, the mind relaxes and the heart opens. Solutions appear. Synchronicities happen. What once felt impossible begins to take shape. Miracles often arrive in moments of stillness, when the mind stops fighting and the spirit is allowed to guide. When you stop pushing, you make room for grace. When you stop demanding, you receive with ease. This is not about inaction. It is about inspired action. Moving when the time feels right, guided by inner knowing, rather than fear or pressure. Think about times in your life when you let go of a relationship, a job, a belief, and something unexpected and beautiful took its place. That is the nature of miracles. They are not forced. They come when you are aligned, when you are open, when you are willing to trust the unseen. They come when you say, I am ready to be led. I release the need to control. This does not mean life will always go as you want, but it does mean you will find peace, even when it doesn't. And in that peace, miracles are born, healing, insight, love, unexpected blessings. These are all miracles that begin the moment you stop resisting and start allowing.
You were never meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You were never meant to figure everything out on your own. You are part of something greater, something intelligent and loving. Let that energy support you. Let it guide you. Let it move through you. When you stop resisting, life flows more freely. And in that flow, you remember that you are not separate from the divine, but an expression of it. The more you trust, the more you allow, the more you experience the everyday miracles that have always been waiting for you. Not in some distant future, but right here, in this very moment. There is no better moment than now to live as your true self. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances are perfect, not when others approve, but now. Life is unfolding in this present moment, and it is inviting you to show up fully, authentically, and without masks. You have spent enough time trying to fit into molds, trying to meet expectations, trying to be who you think the world wants you to be. But beneath all that effort, there is a part of you that longs to be free, to live, speak, and act from a place of truth. Your true self is not something you have to become. It is something you already are. It has always been there, quietly guiding you, whispering through your intuition, nudging you toward joy and peace. But in the noise of life, it is easy to forget, easy to believe you are the roles you play, the titles you carry, or the opinions others have about you. Yet none of that can truly define you. Who you are is something deeper, a presence, a consciousness, a spirit that is infinite and unchanging. Living as your true self means letting go of the need to pretend, letting go of fear-based decisions, and choosing to honor your inner knowing. It means trusting yourself, even when the path is unclear. It means listening to the still small voice within that has always known what brings you alive. It is not about perfection. It is about alignment. It is about being honest with yourself and having the courage to live in harmony with your values, your passions, and your purpose. So many people wait. They wait for permission, for the right time, for external validation. But life does not wait. Time moves forward, and every moment spent hiding your light is a moment lost. The world doesn't need more conformity. It needs your authenticity. It needs the gifts that only you can bring, the perspective that only you can share, the love that only you can offer. By being who you truly are, you give others permission to do the same. Your authenticity becomes an invitation, a spark, a reminder to those around you. Living as your true self also means embracing vulnerability. It means showing up even when it feels uncomfortable, speaking your truth, even when it might not be received the way you hope. But there is power in vulnerability. It connects, it heals, it reveals the beauty of being human. And in that space, real connection is born with yourself, with others, and with life itself. Now is the time to stop waiting, to stop postponing your joy, your dreams, your purpose. Now is the time to release the need for approval and start approving of yourself. Start trusting that who you are is enough, more than enough, and that your life is meant to be a reflection of your spirit, not a reaction to the world's demands. The more you live from your true self, the more peace you feel. Decisions become clearer. Energy flows more easily. There is no longer the constant tension of trying to be someone you're not. Instead, there is a sense of ease, of flow, of presence. You stop striving and start being. And in that being, everything begins to align. Your relationships, your work, your health, your sense of purpose. This is the gift of living from your true self, a life of authenticity, freedom, and deep fulfillment. It is not something to reach for in the future. It is available now, in this breath, in this step, in this choice. You are already enough. You are already whole. The time to live in alignment with who you truly are is not some distant day. It is this moment. Life is calling you to show up, to be real, to be present, to live fully, as only you can.